Good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I hope your day is going well already. Start of the day, September 8th. Wow, already a week into September. Time is flying. It is. I can't believe that last week, September 1st, it marked 4 years the day that my son and I pulled in to Picayune, Mississippi. I've been down here 4 years now. Part of me likes it down here. Part of me might want to go back to Baltimore. Haven't really decided yet. I know my son is leaning toward wanting to go back to Baltimore, so I don't know yet. So that's something to pray about. Please pray that if God opens the door for us to be able to go back to Baltimore, that, He'll provide, because definitely we're going to need to save money for the trip. But I tell you, it was a miracle how God worked to get us down here, and I truly believe in my heart that it was meant to be. It really was. And so I believe in God's will. And if it is His will for us to go back to Baltimore or to move somewhere else or to stay here, I don't know. Pray about that. And whatever God's will is, wherever He wants us, that He'll provide a way to get wherever it is we need to get. So there you go. Pray for me with that request right there. Do it yourself. Casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5. Deliverance from sin is not the same as deliverance from human nature. There are things in human nature, such as prejudice, that the saint can only destroy through sheer neglect. But there are other things that have to be destroyed through violence. That is, through God's divine strength imparted by His Spirit. There are some things over which we are not to fight, but only to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. But every theory or thought that raises itself up as a fortified barrier against the knowledge of God is to be determinedly demolished by drawing on God's power, not through human effort or by compromise. It is only when God has transformed our nature and we have entered into the experience of sanctification that the fight begins. The warfare is not against sin. We can never fight against sin. Jesus Christ conquered that in His redemption of us. The conflict is waged over turning our natural life into a spiritual life. This is never done easily, nor does God intend that it be so. It is accomplished only through a series of moral choices. God does not make us holy in the sense that He makes our character holy. He makes us holy in the sense that He has made us innocent before Him. And then we have to turn that innocence into a holy character through the moral choices that we make. These choices are continually opposed and hostile to the things of our of our natural life, which have become so deeply entrenched, the very thing that raises themselves up as fortified barriers against the knowledge of God. We can either turn back, making ourselves of no value to the kingdom of God, or we can determinedly demolish these things, allowing Jesus to bring another son to glory. Paul put it this way, the things that I would do or would not do, I do, and the things that I would do, I don't do. It's a constant battle going on. The old man versus the new man, the old nature versus the new nature. When you become a born-again Christian, it doesn't mean that sin has gone away. No, sin is always going to be there no matter what. We can't fight sin, as it said right there. You can't fight it. Jesus already conquered sin. But we live in sin. We live in the presence of sin and this cancer that is going to be with us to the day we die. It's a terminal thing. There's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do is make choices. Make choices in what we do. You know what is right. My father used to say growing up, he entrenched it in us, and that was, do the things you know you're supposed to do. Don't do the things you know you're not supposed to do. And then years later, with my son, I added to it another part. Do the things you're supposed to do. Don't do the things you know you're not supposed to do. When in doubt, don't do it. It's that simple. What choices are you making today? Are you having victory in Jesus, or are you having problems where things are not going well, and it's because of sin in your life and the choices that you've made? What kind of choices are you making as a Christian? All right? Think about it. Think about it. Because choices can be conquered. Okay? Think about that. Your character is important. You can mold your character and build your character and change your ways. I know that's possible. God love you. I love you. You all have a wonderful day.